Hey, welcome back, everyone. Tom from Park Avenue Trading, your beef dealer, keeping you sane in insane markets. Ooh, September's going to be hot. We got data coming up Friday that I really don't give a hoot about because I'm a technical trader. But anyway, we got some data coming up Friday for jobs reports and whatever. But I believe it's all in the charts. Let's start off with good old euro dollar. Oh man, euro dollar. Let's see, where are we? Okay, we came right up to the resistance at 170, 117.33, getting pound down right now. The main support right now in euro dollar sits, I'm going to say this low bars close right at 115, 116 the figure, something like that. We're trading right now at 116.45. In order for the euro dollar to show any strength, let me get you some really tight points. First level of support sits right here, 116.41. It needs to get through one. I'm going to move this down a little bit. I'm going to say 116.70. Let's bring it right down here. 116.70. It needs to get over 70, and then we got a chance to run to like that 117.30 again. So right now, here's your short-term support sitting live right now in the market at 41. If it can't hold this level, if it can't close above this level, say on an hourly basis, it's probably going to drift back down towards this potential low here, 115.92. But it seems a little bit bid right now, but there's no real tailwinds behind it. So we got to be really, really cautious. So level really that you need to get through is 116.70. Dollar yen actually, I think, is a bit overextended. Not sure. Actually took a short on it right here at 148.46. Yeah, just thinking we can get back down to like 147, 147.90, 148 the figure. That's all we'll all just see how it works out right now. Let me move over to, let's go down to a shorter term chart right here so we could actually see exactly where we're at. So we got the 116.23, 116.41 has to actually have to hold right now, get through it, and we got a potential to get back up to the 117, say 30. If it can't hold this level, it's drifting down. The main support's 115.60. It's all going to depend on dollar yen. If dollar yen can reverse back downward, we got some tailwinds for the euro dollar. If we look at the DAX, US dollar index, not the DAX, but the dollar index itself, it's actually punched up all because of dollar yen. Hasn't gotten through the resistance level at 98.70 yet. But we could see exactly how the inverse relationship's working as this started rally. Euro dollar came off the highs and started tracking down. Again, we have the same support point here on the 6 hour 115.80. Um, as it stands right now, we got to watch dollar yen because dollar yen is the one. Okay, dollar yen's the one that's gonna basically determine whether or not euro dollar is going to catch a tailwind, and we're going to get into dollar yen, of course. All right, let's move over to that bizarre the sterling yen. I'm going to tell you last night I got long for the trading group at 61. I got long for myself at 48. The reason why is because I really didn't have a signal at 48. I had a signal at 61. So I did a front run of the signal, which is not always good. Um, reinforces bad behavior actually. But I had a take profit at 199, like 91 through 95. That take profit got hit. I was sleeping when we ran up to 200 point 27. And man, I had resistance at 234. If I was awake for that, I would have sold the duck feathers out of that and I would have made good money, but I wasn't. So people that say Asia, doesn't move, it does. It actually started the catalyst for the movement up. And then when London came in, they hit the bids, man, smashed it down. So right now, as it stands, short term, it's got to get above 199, say, like 15-ish. So the first level that really we got to look for, okay, for a potential for sterling yen to come back up. Let's go right here. We got resistance right at 198.90. 198.95. Right there is a short-term resistance. If we could punch up through this level, that's actually showing some strength for sterling yen to recover potentially the 199.27 and get back up into the range, perhaps even 199.35. Again, it's going to depend on dollar yen. If I'm wrong in dollar yen takes off because sterling dollar has been just a dog. I mean, really, it's been a dog with fleas, but it's recovering off of that low. We're going to get into sterling dollar right now. So the point that sterling yen's got to get over, let's say in 198.91. If it could do that, we could. It needs to really get through 199, say 12.15 to really show some potential strength to move back upward. If it can't do it, and it breaks lower, uh, then we're looking at potential break of 198.45, taking us right back down to the main support of 197.85, and then it'll be a new look. It's it's not, right now, as it stands, it's really not doing much. It's got to get through that 198, say 91. All right, move on over to good old sterling dollar. All right, sterling dollar, here it is. Like, here was the main point, the main line in the stand. We dropped down below. We went down to 133.40. All right, so hang on. Let me get a good bid point for sterling yen reverse. Right, a good bid point for today. If you're a bull, okay, it's also resistance if you're a bear, if you're thinking we're gonna come back down. So it's hang on a second here. I calculated the wrong damn one. Hang on. All right, so we're above the point. It's 133.73. It's got to close above this point. You could use 1 hour is not as good as a 4 hour, but if you're a short-term trader, you could use a 1 hour close above that point. What that would do is it would show a push towards 134.40. Okay, so that's the level that it needs to hold. 134.40 would be the target right down in this last minor valley that we had. So above 133.73, we could push up. If it can't get through, if it turns down on this 4 hour and closes below, then it's actually sneaking lower to like the 133.10 level. But right now, it's showing some strength. It's showing some push upward, and the point that you got to watch is that level. All right, let's move over to good old dollar yen. Here's the one, dollar yen. Where is it? All right, here's good old dollar yen. All right. Had resistance, short-term resistance right at this peak right here, 148.78. It needs to actually close down here in order for me to be correct. But really what I was looking at was I had the spike down through, this low right here, although very, very slightly. I was saying, all right, I think that maybe we're potentially overextended. We could get back down to, 148, the figure, potentially even like 147, like 90. I don't know. It's now I'm basing my trade off of sterling dollar and euro dollar like recovery. And I'm not really too happy with that because those currencies haven't been, there's not been really any tailwinds behind them. But structurally, we'll see what happens with dollar yen. If dollar yen can hold, below 60, I got a good shot at getting them back down at the figure. We'll see. The risk is I did 2/3 of what I normally do. I didn't do the full boat, but we'll see how it works out. All right, so let's go over to good old euro yen. Let me just click onto euro yen from here. All right, so euro yen. All right, I had resistance at 173.06. We blew through it last night. Went to 173.42. Uh, so as it stands right now, euro yen held up a lot better than sterling yen. I mean, if you look at sterling yen, look at that collapse, and euro yen, basically held pretty strong. I mean, so right now as it stands, let's see, it's got to get back over like 172, 173, like 12 to show any strength. It could do that is if the euro dollar catches that bid that I'm looking at in euro dollar. Um, but it hasn't. History hasn't shown that. So really, you got to be cautious with euro yen. Let me do some quick runs. Let me do some quick tight like move runs. All right, the short-term support is 172.55, 53, like right there. That's the short-term support. If it turns down from there, okay, it's historically it should go to like 172, like 18, 15, 172.10 again. So really right now as it stands, if I use, let me see the low of this. Ooh, let me see. I'll actually use this. Mm, yeah, hang on a second. I gotta do a run. I gotta do a calculation. It actually moves the resistance breakpoint up a couple of pips to 173.10. Um, so that's your resistance right now. The support's 172.55. Um, dollar yen's dumping down a little bit. I'm a little bit happy about that. And I got to get into that. So anyway, if you like what you see, like and subscribe. Don't forget, you get yourself a free ebook in the description below. And remember, always, always, always enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.